What's up guys, MG here, welcome back to another video. And I know we're in different scenery today, we're in my room, and actually we're going to be doing my lowering springs. So what I'm going to be doing for my lowering springs is exactly what Derek Barron Productions did for his lowering springs on his Fox body. Basically, I'm going to be taking the springs, and instead of putting spring isolators on them, which will kind of It's iffy.
Problem with running those is it eliminates over half an inch of drop. I put isolators on this car when I had the SR Performance lowering springs, and the isolators, the top one are like a tube that feeds through the coil, and it's like that thick of rubber, and then matched with that on the bottom is a really fat thick plate isolator that sits on the spring and on the perch and stuff, and it really didn't lower the car at all. You guys saw photos of this car throughout time when it was on springs. It looked stock.
So what we're going to do instead is I have some electrical tape, and we're going to just wrap the top with electrical tape.
Electrical tape and your coating, you know, the first half coil.
So after about like 2 hours, I've gotten one spring done. This was actually such a task. Luckily, I've been watching a lot of old Derek Barron videos while I'm doing it, and just pass the time away. But yeah, no, after 2 hours, we did 2 layers of electrical tape on both sides. And yeah, it should be good. We're gonna lube it up before putting the spring on. But yeah, I gotta do 3 more. So yesterday I actually finished up doing the electrical tape on the springs. The car next week should be getting the lowering springs actually put on, and I'm pretty stoked for that. I can't wait to see what this car will finally look like on lowered springs. Obviously, it's not going to have a really big drop. It's only about to drop 1.5 inches, which honestly I'm fine with. I don't really want a really low car. Also, hi. But it'll at least eliminate that much gap. It'll probably come down to about where my thumb is, which I think that'll be like perfect. But you know, it's also a beautiful day outside. It's October 1st, finally. Tonka needs a wash. We tried to go to a pumpkin patch, and let's just say the patch had other ideas for us. But honestly, it kind of looks cool with the mud on the side of it. It kind of looks like it's a mudding car, even though it's really not. But I'm more so talking about that windshield. That windshield really needs to get washed on the inside, I think, not on the outside. My car actually just got cleaned, and from it just sitting in the garage, it's just dusty.
This is a certified hood classic.
I just spent 2 racks on a weekend. I just smoked a bad bitch like a weed pen. Yeah, you know I get these bitches need no wingman. But you better watch out, bitch, this season. Huh, whoa, need that pain relief.
If you're an OG, you remember this chair. Today we're going to be talking about if you should own this car in 2025, and if it's a good daily driver for 2025, and overall, is it reliable? This car is almost 30 years old, so let's dive right into it. Alright, so my car in particular is a 1996 Mustang GT with the 4.6 liter V8. The V6 has a 3, I want to say it's a 3.8, but nonetheless, I'm dying. Y'all peep the shirt? W shirt? No! Anywho, it's a 4.6 liter V8, makes around 215 to 30, somewhere in between that, 215 to 230 horsepower. And honestly, before obviously everything that's happened with this car, just because I'm an L owner, it is actually an extremely, really good daily driver. I daily drove it for 2 years. 2 years. After August of recently. The wind is really loud. I don't know if my phone's picking that up. And now I do have an Explorer that I now daily drive. But when I did daily drive this car, it was extremely good to me. As of recently, I did take it to Mustang Week, if you guys have been up to date, and that was an 800-mile road trip, and then another 800 miles back, and I just don't think the car was ready for that. It was at 134,000 miles when I left. It now is at 136,000, and she needs a new fuel pump hose. Not a new fuel pump, I'm pretty sure she needs a new fuel pump hose. And she'll be good as new. But this car really is a good car. It's actually a really good first car too. It's not my first car, but I know a lot of people that do get these cars as their first car, and they really love it. With it being a 4.6 liter V8, you would think it's not as throaty as the Coyotes. Obviously, it's not. It's nothing. It's not screaming in your ear every time you touch the gas pedal, which honestly, some people may like, some people may dislike. It's all up to preference and opinion. Me personally, I love the sounds that a raw 2-valve makes, and I even love the sounds of the 4-valve. If you are lucky enough to get a 4-valve motor, which comes in the Mach 1 in the Cobra, then you're lucky, because those sound excellent. But the 2-valve itself, I honestly prefer over the 5.0, in my own opinion. A lot of people might disagree with me on that. Obviously, the 5.0 sounds amazing, don't get me wrong. But something about just the throatiness of this car and its overall like growl is just it's music to my ears. And also paired up with a great exhaust. If you have a great exhaust on these things are rippers. They pierce your eardrums. I currently have Flowmaster Thunder catbacks on them, on this car. Why did I say on them? On this car, and it's loud. It's loud when it wants to be, especially when you rev it. It's really loud, but it's nothing beating a Coyote. And I personally plan on upgrading the exhaust soon to probably a Pipes pipe bomb. I would love to get my hands on an SLP loudmouth, but those are really hard to come by and really expensive. Also, when buying these cars, not brand new, but you know, like if you bought this car stock, your headlights are more likely to be foggy and fogged up, and you probably will need to replace them because it decreases obviously your vision at night, and it's bad for driving on the road. But headlights are about anywhere from $100 to even as low as $80. And if you really want some good headlights, they're like $200. They're not expensive. I know someone who has an Audi, and for the stock headlights, it's like $3,000 for headlights. So this is a very inexpensive car to buy parts for. Therefore, I would recommend buying this in 2025 because the parts are really easy to come by, really cheap, and will not hurt your pockets, especially in today's economy. For gas, actually this thing is great on gas. Compared to my 2016 Ford Explorer, this thing is like a freaking Honda. This thing doesn't eat gas whatsoever. It only eats gas if I'm constantly beating on it, laying on it, and just driving for maybe 5 hours at that same volume. It's about $40 to fill my tank. Pretty cheap, at least where I live. Obviously, prices flux. Flux? I don't even know if that's right. I don't know. Prices go up, down, depending on where you are. Like California, I know a buddy out there. It's like $7 for gas. That is crazy to me. It is at the cheapest gas station around here, $2.90. So $2.90 for a 15-gallon tank. It's like $40. It's pretty cheap. At this current moment, I am keeping the gas tank full because of the fuel pump issue. As long as it's above a certain level, the car turns on, it runs, it's fine. But yeah, do expect fuel pump issues with these cars. These cars come from the Fox body chassis, if you guys are not aware of that. And the Fox bodies go through fuel pumps like no tomorrow. They always need to be replaced. I have yet to have to replace my fuel pump. I bet it has already been replaced, if I'm being honest. I don't know. I don't have any record of it being replaced by the original owner. Okay, I put on a flannel and some sweatpants because it got cold in here really fast. I don't know where I was. And now someone's leaf blowing. Alright. Oh yeah, we were talking about the fuel pump. Okay. Also with daily driving these cars, if you don't have an upgraded, I'm going to lose my fucking marbles in about 5.4 seconds! If you don't have an upgraded double din like I do, you're gonna have either a cassette or a regular radio, and if you're fine with that, then you're fine with that. But if you're looking for something more modern, I would suggest upgrading to the double din or Apple CarPlay because it really does improve the quality of the ride. It's something so small and something so inexpensive that is so easy to do in these cars. So if you do end up buying a car like this and you don't have Apple CarPlay already installed, I would really suggest that you do because it does improve the daily driving quality of this car. You have navigation, you have all your music listening apps, everything you would possibly need for entertainment wise while driving, it's there and it's great. But obviously you have to upgrade to it. So that's the only kind of downside with these cars. Obviously they are outdated and don't really have certain things that newer cars do have. But at least it's a fun car, you know? Like you get to go vroom vroom, and like that's all that matters really. The drivability of the car itself also is really great. If you have an automatic like I do, you get in it and you go. You don't gotta do anything. You don't gotta do all that. Because the problem with these cars in manual is that one, the clutch is really heavy. It's a very heavy clutch with these cars. And then also, you're sitting in your car. This is your driver's seat, right? Your shifter is all the way up here where my fist is. You have to like lean forward to shift in these cars. So that's the only downside with the manual version of these cars. But even then, I still hear people that don't really complain about that, and they still enjoy driving their car. The other thing too is if you don't have a newer, like the new Edge, everyone's making noise today. How about woo? Me next. Like, okay, if you don't have a new Edge, the new Edge has 2 cup holders in the center console. The older ones, the 94 to 98s, they don't have that. We have an ashtray. And your cup holder comes out of the center console glove box. You pull it up, and that's it. It's a little metal little clanker thing. So you really can only have one drink in the car, and it doesn't even fit bottles. No bottles. Can't fit bottles unless it's a water bottle that's really skinny, or a can. I drive around with cans because that's all my cup holder can fit. It can fit McDonald's drinks though, and Taco Bell drinks. So if you guys are a big McDonald's, if you're a big fast food connoisseur, it's gonna fit in the cup holder. Other than that, I don't really ever have to take this car to the mechanic that much, really. Besides, half the time I do majority of the work myself, or get help from one of my friends, and we bang it out ourselves. But I don't. It's a very inexpensive vehicle, and in today's day of age, you need an expensive, because the economy is just everything's so skyrocketed. It's insane. Oh wait, that brought me to another point. What was my other point? Oh yeah, the insurance. The insurance on this car is so cheap. If you want a Mustang, if you buy a new Mustang, you're gonna be paying $500 a month for insurance. Guess how much my insurance is for this car? I bet you won't guess. What was that? You guys said $115? Maybe $200? Wrong. The insurance for this car is $70 a month. $70 for a Mustang. That is the beauty behind these cars. At least for me, through my insurance company, it's only $70. That is the beauty though. Because any car that is 25 years and older is going to be cheaper for insurance. So if you want a 96 or even a Fox body, you're going to be paying so much less for insurance than any other Mustang driver on the road. And that is great. That is great in today's economy. You know, about 122,000 miles replaced the strut towers. I want to say, or it was either that or 130. Can't remember exactly off the dome. In between that, I had to replace the strut towers. But if you live in an area where there's not really snow and salt and rust is going to be on the road, Michael. Where your car is going to easily rust, you're probably not going to have the issue with the strut towers. But up here in the Northeast, obviously, things do eventually rust. I bought this car rust-free. I bet if I get under it now, there's going to be at least some spots of rust. But, yeah. Everything gets old. Everything goes through hardships. And this car is no exception. But it keeps on running at the end of the day. And that's what I love about this car. And for the fact that it's my first Mustang, and it definitely won't be my last Mustang. And I'm never, and hear me, mark my words, I'm never getting rid of this car. You guys can hold me to that. You can unsubscribe. If I ever sell this car, please, fucking unsubscribe. But I'm not. I don't ever plan on doing that. This car will be with me its whole life. until it dies. And I make that promise. So, do I recommend buying a 1996 Mustang or a 94 to 98 Mustang in 2025? Going on into 2026, we're only 3 months away from 2026. Would I recommend buying a 30-year-old vehicle? Yes, as long as it's in good shape when you go to look at it and it's not a rolling piece of donkey doo-doo. If everything checks out, like obviously get underneath it, see if there's rust, ask them when the last time it was serviced, take it for a test drive, make sure it runs well. But if everything checks out and you have a clean vehicle that has low mileage, even with high mileage, this car when I bought it was at 114,000 miles and it's at 136,000 now. I put 20,000 miles on it myself because I love to drive this car and I daily drive it, or I did daily drive it for the past 2 years. It's still running beautifully, and I expect this car to keep running beautifully for the next 3 to 5 years, realistically. I can only see this car really having problems until I get up to like 200,000+ miles. So if you find a low mileage Stang from this era, you're golden. I know a kid who has the same car that I do, and his has 70,000 miles. That thing will probably last him his entire life. If he still owns it. I have not been in contact with him in a while. But that thing will last for a long, long time. And these cars do last for a long, long time. That meaty 4.6 in there is indestructible. Truly indestructible. I mean, just the other day, the car didn't want to start. I put gas in it. I rewired something, and the car started immediately. This thing doesn't want to die. This thing doesn't want to die. I don't want it to die either. But, yes. So my overall answer is yes. If you're thinking about buying that old Mustang in today's day of age, go and do it. It's one of the best experiences you'll ever experience. That's really all I have to say about it. I mean, yeah, you're going to obviously have some problems for a 30-year-old car, but nothing that this car can't handle. Thank you guys for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. I know it wasn't really, exciting. It just was like a kind of informative video. But I'll see you guys later. Thanks for tuning in. And happy spooky month!